How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. We're doing another first thoughts today. Oh my god. This first thought is on Codie, Vociferous Codex. So remember, if you guys enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like this video, comment down below what you're doing with Codie and how weird this card is. We also got the TCG player affiliate link down below. If you can buy any cards talk about in this video, buy them through there, helps with the channel. We also got the Patreon down below, help support the channel that way. Discord is down below if you want to chat with us in the Discord. We got Twitter, we got Twitch, and we got my Pokemon channel. Choose my starter. Hurry up, please. I only got one vote so far. Thank you, Arbor. And we're going to hop into this. So, Codie, Vociferous Codex. So, I have been working on this one for a while, and it's very restrictive. It's going to be a difficult deck to build. I don't have that much for notes, but there's some cool stuff you can do with this. So, I mean, obviously, you can make this into like a really cool, just like 5-color spell slinger deck where Codie is basically, it's just like, you have like some ramp, I guess. Or, I mean, you can use like sorcery and instant-based ramp. So, really, you can just do a no permanence deck and just go nuts with Codie, just flip it into things, have a good time spell slinging. But I'm not going to really talk about that because it's a very, very open-ended, very broad game plan. Like, you can kind of build that however you want to, like whatever themes you want to hit, whatever pet cards you have. That's very much you can build it however you want to type of strategy. The strategies I'm going to talk about, though, for Codie are more specific. The first thing I want to talk about actually is a combo that works really, really well with Codie, but it's hard to pull off. So if you can get Freed from the Real or Pemin's Aura onto Codie, then you can just tap and untap Codie as many times as you want, because he taps to make 5, you use the blue to untap it, you use the 4 remaining mana to tap it again, and then keep doing that over and over. So that way the next spell you cast, you get to cascade through like your entire deck. And so that seems awesome, right? Really easy combo. Looks great on paper. Then you read Codie and you see, oh yeah, I can't cast Pemin's Aura or Free from the Real when Codie's in play, so how am I supposed to enchant this thing? It's not easy. But you can use Show and Tell and Selva's Stampede. Those are probably the two best ways I could think of. And Selva's Stampede is a really funny one, in my opinion. Like, it's 6 mana, Selva's Stampede is probably the best one in my opinion, because it's 6 mana, and you cast it, and you vote wild. So you're going to flip until you hit a permanent from your deck and put that into play. As long as Freed from the Real or Pemin's Aura is the only permanents in your deck, you hit that every time, and you go nuts with Codie. But if it's not the only one in your deck, then that's not going to work. You could also use Show and Tell as long as you can get the card to your hand. I don't remember exactly the wording on Show and Tell. I didn't put my laptop in front of me. But you can also use Show and Tell. But I like Selva's Stampede a lot. That's a fun one. And the other ways you can do it that are a little more difficult, you can play Armored Sky Hunter. As long as that's the first one you play, then you can use that. As long as you play it before Codie, but it's like, eh. You got Open the Vaults, Replenish, Retether, and Rise to Glory, if you can manage to get one of them in your graveyard. Luckily, since it's 5 color, you'll have Entomb. So, in other tutors to your graveyard, so you can tutor it to your graveyard very easily, which is nice. So that's definitely a valid game plan. But I think Selva's Stampede might be the easiest. And one way you can win off of doing this, just immediately win as opposed to just dumping your deck into play, is you cast a 6 CMC spell after you go nuts and do it an infinite number of times, and all you have to do is have Beacon of Destruction in your deck, because it will reshuffle after you cast it every time, so you just keep dealing damage to everybody until they're all dead, and you just keep flipping, you can't mill out because it shuffles back in, so that seems like a good game plan. You can also do shenanigans with Hypergenesis to get it into play, to get Pemin's Aura or Free from the Real in play. Being like you activate and you cast a spell, like say you don't have any 1-drops and your only 0-drop is Hypergenesis, and you cast a 2-mana spell, and you got a lot of 2-mana spells in the deck, then you can flip into Hypergenesis and then put Free from the Real in play and attach it and go nuts the next turn, or that turn if you have extra mana lying around. That seems pretty good. Another way you can build this deck is you can make it a cycling deck. Just cycle million creatures and then use Codie to flip into Living End and bring all the creatures from your graveyard into play. Seems pretty cool there. You can also do a similar strategy with Restore Balance if you wanted to. Just be able to snap Restore Balance off when you need to. Seems like a decent idea. Another game plan you can do with this is Storm. You can play a lot of like the twiddle effects that you can use to just untap Codie over and over. So that way you can just keep going into your deck, like keep casting spells, slinging spells like crazy, keep flipping into things, and use like Metamorphose to fix mana if you need to. You also got the one from Throne of Eldraine that I cannot remember the name of. And then throw in like cheap card draw, like Gitaxian Probe and such, just to make sure you don't run out of fuel. And that could be a cool game plan. You could also build it as like a polymorph style deck. So you play token creators like Colony Garden, Dragon Fodder, Forbidden Friendship, and you polymorph. Like you sacrifice a token to polymorph effects, like polymorph itself. You got Indomitable Creativity, you got Transmogrify, stuff like that. And you can just like throw some crazy stuff in your deck. So all your creatures are just massive, scary creatures. Well, your spells are to polymorph. And the last builder, well, there's another, not the last one, but probably my favorite way to build this deck is going to be like a chaosy style deck with, it's going to end up being very similar to Zedru. You're probably going to want Zedru in the deck anyways. So it's basically 5-color Zedru. And you're going to want to run like Donate effects and Harmless Offering. So that way you can give people Codie, so suddenly they can only cast instants and sorceries. You could also use something like Fractured Identity to just give all your opponents a Codie to screw them over. And you should run Phage if you do that, just so you have that that win con right there, just available to you. You can use Blim, and as I already said, Zedru to be able to move stuff around. Assault Suit seems kind of cool with this deck. You can equip it and then just keep passing Codie around, so that way people can no longer cast permanent spells during their turns. You could also throw in like Nikia, so that way you can pass Nikia to somebody too, so that way they can't cast permanent spells, or they can't cast permanent spells and they can't cast non-creature spells, so that kind of screws them over. You can throw in cards similar to like Puka's Mischief. There's a lot of those that exist, and just swapping stuff around. Like, this is going to be a chaotic deck if you build it this way. You also throw in Hive Mind because it's on theme, and it's a win con of the deck if you throw in some pacts. And yeah, that's a fun, weird deck building strategy you can do with this. That seems pretty fun. I probably won't throw, no, but I mean my Chaos deck isn't 5 colors, so I wouldn't throw this in my Chaos deck. But it's a cool card. It's a cool card to pass around to people. And the last thing I want to talk about is kind of a joke, but Book Tribal. You now have a book commander, so just throw all the books in a deck and have fun just literally flipping paper. Just play books. Yeah. And that's it. That's what I got for Codie. Vociferous Codex. If you guys enjoyed this video, or I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.